in the Indigenous language of my country, kia ora tātou katoa. May you and I, all of us together, enjoy well-being. Our case study involved a partnership with a community organisation in an urban setting just outside the capital of New Zealand. And we explored with this community their work over the last 30 years in trying to heal some of the intergenerational trauma that they found in that community. That intergenerational trauma comes out of the history of colonisation in New Zealand that included historical grievances where the settlers took land from the Indigenous Māori of New Zealand, and this trauma was reinforced in the 1980s when a program of economic reforms saw unemployment amongst Māori and Pacific Island communities reach 25% in the early 1990s. This community in Porirua has 25% of its population Māori and another 25% Pacific Island communities. So in trying to understand what the impacts of intergenerational trauma are, our community group discovered that one of the consequences is strong isolation felt by people as they struggled in the day-to-day living of making ends meet. And for some families, they would get caught up in a spiral of debt. Because they were isolated, they didn't have neighbours that they could rely upon, and they would turn to money lenders to get them through a crisis. Once they were in debt, they felt more isolated as the consequences made life even more difficult. When we were looking for partners for this project, we were looking for organisations that had already demonstrated some type of commitment to wellbeing economy policies. And we chose Te Hiko, which is Māori for spark, energy, electrical current, because they have been engaged for 30 years in a city just outside the capital of New Zealand of trying to create a new economy within the economy by adopting policies that we can recognise as wellbeing economy policies. So in particular, they were concerned about empowering people, not by giving them anything, but by bringing them together so that they could learn from each other about how to heal from intergenerational trauma and how to create lives for themselves based on neighbourhoodness, based on whakawhanaungatanga in the Indigenous language, which literally means the practice of building family amongst a wide group of people. And so we are able to draw lessons from their experience, which we can share with the whole WEAll global community.